Hello, everyone. My name is Ekaterina Kardakova. I'm an opera singer, vocal and presentation coach. And today I have a fantastic guest, Alessia Boiko. She is a mental coach, and we will talk about how you can program your mind for success, for charisma, how you can embrace your fears, how can you work with your mindsets and your beliefs and really program yourself for a better future and to go there directly, not just go with the flow, but put some straight goals and go for it. So hello, Alessia, thank you so much for coming. I'm very excited about our conversation today. So as I said before, as I told you before our recording, that many of my clients have struggles with fears, public speaking fears, and confidence. Mainly of them say, you know what? Well, actually, people say that they are confident, but sometimes there are some situations where they lose this confidence, right? And of course, we cannot be always in any situation confident, but actually it's up how we feel and how we achieve this situation, right? About the mindset. So first of all, I would like to ask you, how did you get to the point to be a mental coach, and what kind of struggles in terms of fears and confidence and mindset do your clients have?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. And yes, for my clients, I usually work with people who don't have a specific goal in their life. So they kind of lost. And I really help them to direct their lives, because it's, I think one of the most important things is to have the clear intention. So when you have an intention, it means you have a direction where you have to go. So the life and the universe, the reality will bring you opportunities that then you have to go for and achieve to what you want. So if we can imagine like a big, like in the middle of the ocean, and you're on a boat and you don't have the, the things to move the boat, or you don't have the goal where you want to go, you just stay on that boat in the middle of the ocean. So there is no way to go. So you're driven by the flow. And the thing is that if one day the wind comes and the storm comes, so nothing will happen. You will probably fall, or something will happen to you. So it means that it's very important for you to have where you're gonna go and what you want to achieve. And for me, this is the most important strategy that I use. And because I work more with people in a healing journey, in finding themselves journey, also to succeed in certain, business or something, but all of that have the same thing. You have to know where you're gonna go. And when you express that intention, it actually has to be supported by emotion, how you want to feel in that future self. So it's not, sometimes people think, oh, it's so far, so I don't know how I will get there. So actually it's pretty easy, because you can easily feel that emotion instantly, because you can feel successful inside, but maybe you're not yet there, but you can start preparing your energy to match that future that you want to go. So this is my main subject, and I think it's pretty applicable to any kind of interest or subject, as well as public speaking.
Yeah. So the most important thing, if I understood correctly, is the inner state of mind, right? You, even if you don't have it yet, but you can create inside of you a mindset that you're already successful, that you already have everything what you are desiring. This is the most important thing. But what are you saying? Why is it so difficult for most people? I just recently had a training, and we also did this exercise where I just asked the participants, what would you like to have in 10 years? And everyone was like, I've never thought about it. Why is it so challenging for most people actually to know where I want to go?
So first of all, the most challenging thing is that because when you ask how do you want to be or what do you want to achieve, people think about material things. So if you are in a certain level of money, like finance, and then you imagine yourself being a billionaire, you have no idea, first of all, how does it feel? So it's really difficult to match that because you don't have the big yacht or you don't have the big house or so on. So people really think about material stuff, but the most important is that if you let go of material stuff, means that you try to feel and think how those people do. So in order for you to inspire, you can read autobiographies or watch the documentaries or see the movies about successful people, so you can start to prime your brain to get ready for that energy. So you slowly start to match energetically those kind of mindset. It's really difficult. So why you're asking it's difficult? Because it's really difficult to imagine something that you don't have because you don't know. And that creates even more separation. So if you think about like me now and me with, I don't know, yacht and house or so on, you feel separate because you don't have that. But if you imagine the person who has yacht and the house, how they will feel, maybe they're even more sad than you don't know how they feel inside. But if you can imagine, well, how would you feel in that state when you have something that you want? That state of inner feeling, you can easily trigger. So you can easily bring it right now, because if you feel joyful and satisfied and happy, you can feel happy, joyful and satisfied with small thing or big thing instantly. So this is the feeling that brings you there. It's just like a carrying wave. The feeling is the wave of frequency that brings you towards your goal. But the same point is really important to know, what do you really want? So my main thing, what I ask my people, like my clients, is to feel like when they talk about their future and they start like listing things they want to have, I'm like, no, please, how would you want to feel? How would you want to act? How would you think? Like how you will be. I'm not thinking about what you will have, because you will not be happy. I mean, you will get more stuff, but you will still be not satisfied. So it's really, really important. Even like, let's apply that easily to public speaking. So if I have to be a good speaker and I look at, I don't know, like whatever famous people who, talk on a stage and really great, if I start to compare myself to them, I feel separate. I feel like I can't. But if I try to think and feel how they feel like really confident, really like funneling energy through them, and that energy change the room, change the people around. And you always talk about that it's actually energy going through you that fills the room, and then the other people starts to like open up and listen and change. So if you try to little by little go there, it's really, really easier than just sit and say, I can't, it's really tough, I will never be like him, and it's just little step by little step.
Very interesting. I truly believe in this. But as you know, I'm a big fan of neuroscience. And the research already showed that actually for our brain to have it now or to have it in our mind and imagination, it doesn't matter. Even when we dream and we imagine something, for the brain, it feels real, meaning that you really can create this state of mind that you already have it, because for your brain it doesn't matter. Yeah, but let's talk about confidence. How can people program this themselves to feel more confident? for any kind of situation, and in particular in public speaking, because 95% of population of the earth are afraid of public speaking.
Yeah, it's true. It's really funny. So as you said before, our brain doesn't know the difference, but our brain doesn't think about subjects. What I'm saying is always about energy. It's not material stuff. Because if you close your eyes and imagine you being on a stage, or let's imagine something material. You imagine something material and you feel great about it, and you open your eyes and you feel there is nothing. So that creates more separation from you and that desired thing for you. But if you come back and think how you can feel and sustain that feeling during the day. Let's say if you close your eyes, let's talk about public speaking. Everybody know that all famous, all successful sport people, they do a lot of mental rehearsing. So it's actually rehearsing in your mind something that you really want to do. Because like if you want to run the marathon and win it, you can actually physically exercise, but then you can't do it 24/7. But then you can keep on exercising yourself in your mind and really like imagining how you will do that turn or how you will move. And let's take just Novak Djokovic, which is a very famous tennis player. When he was 5 years old, he knew that he will be the champion, and he actually made the, how you call it, like the cup from, pieces of paper. And he would hold that cup and imagine himself on a stage winning the Wimbledon and all other successful champions. And this is an example for people, like they kind of know it already. Like he was 5 years old, nobody told him to do that. He was just so sure and so much goal oriented that he already did it, right? Because we all know how to do it. We just don't do it because of certain programming, insecurities, the reality that says you're not as good as that person. So we start to compare ourselves, and we are not playing for our deepest, uniqueness, because everybody of us is unique. And if you have an idea that you have to go on stage, it means that you have something to say. It means that you just have to kind of tap into your greatest potential and just, let go of any something that is external that says, oh, you're not good, or that those voices in your head. Because when you really focus on doing something, it will come to you. It's just like a rain of energy that drops above you. And if they ask you how long time it was, or what did you say, sometimes we don't even remember what we were saying. You probably know, because when you go in the flow, you don't remember what you were saying. You're like, can I see the video? I just don't remember. And it means that you were completely in the present moment. You were delivering as best as you can. And those things you were saying probably were the best you could say for those kind of people. So it's just, it's just like a jumping with a parachute. The fear is just before. It's not in the moment. The fear is just like the point where you're just afraid of doing it. But then it's just like, oh, you need to deliver a speech in 3 months. So you have 3 months to worry about it. But when you come to the point, you just go, you just do it. So it's really important to understand that kind of logic and to figure out why I'm so afraid and why I'm feeling insecure. For sure, there are millions of reasons for that, and everybody of us have it. But, it's really important to understand that this is just a moment before doing it. And, we can all do it. It's just it's so important to overcome yourself before, right?
Yeah, very, very interesting. But, I heard here two very important things. First of all, the focus. Yeah, as you said, this momentum. And it's very the key for public speaking. And I'm always telling about it in my trainings that people remember this momentum when the speaker is focused on what he or she is wanting to say, or this information, on the idea. Yeah, people remember this emotional state of mind. I call it momentum. Yeah, when the speaker is very focused, it's very important. But what to do, how to create confidence for those one. I come back a little bit to the topic you said, you told about the fantastic example of Djokovic. But what to do to people, what people should do who is not, doesn't know since they're very little where they want to be and where they want to go. I mean, how to figure out and how to program and focus on this imagination. I think this is the biggest challenge for people, right? Because exactly when they focus on the momentum and have this vision on their minds, this creates this confidence, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But how to get there? What kind of techniques can help to get there?
So first of all, I believe that we have the knowledge. Let's say you have to perform on stage about your project or so it means that you don't have, like, you have the slideshow, you have the papers prepared, all of that, but the most important thing is what comes from from inside of you, because you worked on that project for, I don't know, maybe a year or a month or something. So the material. It's impossible that you don't know. It's just like you read something, then you have to, say it in public. It's not that. It's something that you really have to deliver from inside of you, and then you have supportive slides or so. So first of all, it's really important to understand where all the information comes from. So it comes from you because you projected this project, you created that. It's your kind of child, it's your energy. So first of all, if it's yours and if you run that energy through you, it's probably easier because it comes from you. And then if you change the word and you say another word, and it doesn't really matter because people get it, because they really, like, people, we are energy beings. We interact with energy. When somebody enters to the room and they're all sad and everybody becomes sad, or like there is a funny person enters to the room, everybody becomes like, oh yeah, a little bit more joyful. We actually interact with energy. So it's really, really important for people who maybe have never thought about energies, just to try to figure it out, how the energy work. And there are like so many videos and proof that we are energy beings. But how to build the confidence actually starts from that point, when you are performing from your inner energy. So that is you. So it's impossible that you're not confident, because you're saying something that is only like only how you did that project. So only how to deliver that in a better way. Of course, there are certain layers of programming or beliefs, because we've been living our life with thoughts that I'm not good enough. It's not great, it's not easy. It's not this. I have to work hard. All those like common beliefs that everybody have. But if you are able to reconnect within and perform from that space, it actually, all that drops. It just disappears, because you go into this altered state that people actually, if you measure the brain of that person who delivers the speech, the brain is actually connected to the greater frequencies. It actually channels information from the field. So what else I wanted to say about this programming of your brain? So just a little bit of science. So our brain waves, and there are certain frequencies of our brain waves. It's very in scientific data. So when we are interacting consciously, we're in the beta brain waves. Then if you're like reading the book or driving a car or listening to something, you go into this like light hypnosis state. Sometimes you're thinking about something, and in that moment, our brain goes in alpha brain waves. In these alpha brain waves, they're actually the very suggestible state. So if we are like, on a sofa relaxing, and you're kind of like going in that space of nowhere, like a little bit of cloud, like living in the clouds thinking, then if you can go to that state and imagine yourself doing something that you need to do, or imagine yourself in your better future, but bringing to the feeling with you. So then let's say you imagine yourself on the stage delivering that speech on your project, and you're like feeling that you're doing it great and you're doing it very confident, and you see the people around you that like listening like this, nobody's distracted. So that you're kind of you building the model in your brain, and you creating actually the neural pathways, the new neural connections in your brain that will sooner or later match your reality. It's funny because all those people who really do it, they then say, it was exactly like I was imagining. So when I went, you have to overcome yourself for sure. Every time you go on stage, every time you have to do something. And it's even for successful people. I mean, you do it constantly, but then maybe that minute just before you have a little anxiety inside, and then you just go, right? So you just, play with that. And people really really say that, I was imagining this, and then you actually see exactly the same people, or it's kind of, we are creating our reality. So first you create that in your mind, you create that image, and then you don't wait, you just do. It's just a creative, state, and you don't have to really do that for hours and hours as maybe like sport people do. But I mean, if you like, you can do it for hours. But it's very important that you are prepared, all the material, like you have to do material things, physical actions to get there. But then if you can dedicate a little bit of time and then, create that image in your mind, that will help for sure. And I actually prepared a little technique that Katerina will share, maybe an extra, extra link, that there are certain techniques that can help very, very easily to overcome that state of fear just before starting.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. What is this technique?
So it's EFT. So it's emotional freedom technique that is about tapping. So it's just like you tap to certain points on your face and body, but it's just like around here. And that tapping, you tap on the meridians that is, our this energy flow in our body. And by tapping on those points, you send the signal to your body, to your system, to your amygdala, which is a part of the brain that is responsible for stress, that everything is fine. So by doing that technique, you will affirm certain sentences and send the message to your body that it's safe, it's calm, like it's okay, it's safe environment, it's fine. And that actually will calm you down, so that the barrier between you fearing of public speaking and then you actually doing that will kind of, blend this gap. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So let's try it.
Okay, yes. So, okay, you want to try it? Okay, great. So, because I have this very famous person who actually, one of it's not an inventor of technique, but those people are really important in that technique. There is a whole script that I would like you to share with people so they can easily use it. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, I think 20 minutes tapping, but now we're just going to try like 2 minutes of it so people have an idea what does it mean. So let's imagine like you will be my client, okay? So tell
Can I
me.
interrupt you for a moment? Do I understand correctly that our mind and our body are so connected, and our body also has memory? So to help yourself to put yourself in a particular state of mind, you can relax some body memories, or maybe points of your body, or parts of your body which are tense, so you can release this tension in the body, and your mind will be also relaxed, right?
So the thing is that our mind, so our body has the neurons all over our body. It's not just neurons only in our brain, it is science. So our heart actually has so much neurons as well, our gut, all our most fascia, all of our body is filled with neurons. So it's not only the brain is like a operating machine. So because our brain does all the computer stuff, but our body is actually something that is listening to the brain. So then if let's say, let's make a stupid example. So if I fall, do an anesthesia on your body, and then you can keep on talking to me and being active with your brain, and I will cut your leg, you will not feel that. And you will not feel it until you see it. So it means that our consciousness stays in a different place. So it means that it's not actually 100% connected to our body, it's actually inhabiting our body. So in that moment, so who is performing the speech is the consciousness in the body, consciousness of you and whatever you have to say, to people, to the crowd, whatever you have to deliver. So our body and brain has to be really effective in order for you to help you to deliver something that you need. So as soon as our body and brain has all the memory of the past, where you were told that you're not good enough, and what are you thinking about, maybe it's not for you, all of that will distract you from delivering the speech. So those voices, they are actually coming not from who you truly are, but from the programming. So that's why I'm telling that you have to truly connect to within and what you really need to say and what to do in order for you to be able to, cut out all those, doubts or programs. And that tapping technique actually tells your body and your brain to relax, just it's okay. It's not time right now, to worry about all of that, like past memories, this. So that will calm them down and they will kind of let you do what you need to do. So it's like a little, tricky technique. And I really like it. And it's really easy to use. You don't have to sit in a meditation. You don't have to, be yogi. You don't have to be, it's very, very technical. It's very easy. It's really easy to apply. So if you just can tell me how you, let's imagine that you, Katerina, is my client and you're really, really scared of your, speaking in public. So just tell me, how do you feel and what do you think?
Let's imagine. I haven't experienced it for so long. Well, I think that I'm very nervous from inside, and I feel this nervousness.
Anxiety,
And I think that my hands are getting wet.
Okay.
And it's very difficult to concentrate. That I might have a lot of chaotic thoughts, disruptive thoughts in my head, instead of concentrating on what I want to deliver. Yeah, I think like this.
So it's like a little anxiety and fear, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start with the point which is here, which is just this point.
Left.
Left or right, whatever. It doesn't matter. And we start by affirming something that you really feel. So let's say, even though
I should repeat it.
Yes, you have to just repeat it out loud, or I would suggest to repeat it out loud. So even though I feel anxious
Even though I feel anxious
about speaking in public,
about speaking in public,
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though
Even though
I have this inner feeling
I have this inner feeling
and fear,
and fear,
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though I feel nervous inside,
Even though I feel nervous inside,
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Then we're going to go to these points on the eyebrows and just repeat, I feel so nervous.
Here where they start the eyebrows.
Yes, just here.
Okay.
I feel so nervous.
I feel so nervous.
This anxiety in my body.
Sorry?
Anxiety in my body.
Anxiety in my body.
I'm so scared.
I'm so scared.
It's very difficult for me.
It's very difficult for me.
My hands become wet.
My hands become wet.
My hands are sweating.
My hands are sweaty.
So then there is a point here, just under the armpit. And you tap like easily, like there, saying whatever other thoughts can come to your mind about public speaking. I'm so scared, I'm so nervous.
So negative thoughts, you mean?
Yes, everything that comes to you that you don't really want. So something that you really need actually to say that even though I feel that way, nothing will happen to me. So that will calm down your mind and body, because what happens is that our body and mind try to push that uncomfort, and it create even more of that anxiety, because the more we try to push it, the more it comes back. So by this very simple technique, you will actually keep on tapping couple of rounds, maybe 5 minutes, by constantly affirming those feelings that will send the signal to your body that even though I feel that way, it's okay. So that will calm you down. And I want you to try the script I actually send you, because it's bigger and deeper. And people have to just understand the logic of the technique. But once they're done with negative things, they can. So now I choose to become more confident, more secure, more, relax more. And then you tap on positive stuff for another couple of minutes. So you kind of tell your body that it's okay to feel nervous, it's okay to feel anxious, but I would like to feel in a different way. So you guide yourself towards where you want. It will for sure lower the level. So we usually ask people to measure from 0 to 10 how anxious they feel or how scared they feel. And by the end of the tapping, they usually report like lowering that for bigger amounts. Then you keep on repeating, and then for sure you will feel like instead of 10, maybe 3. That will, lower the barrier for you to step in your power and actually deliver that speech.
Do I understand correctly that this technique helps to break the old beliefs and create new beliefs through your connection between mind and body?
It's in a certain way does, because if you keep on practicing, you're not scared of public speaking anymore, or even though you are, you accept that. So you move forward. You could actually step over that, because it's not a big deal for you anymore. You know that everybody is afraid and scared, even those successful people. But you have to, be really conscious to your body and really respectful to your body. You can drug yourself to numb yourself and not feel those problems or fears or like beliefs, but you can actually work with those and understand that it's okay to feel that way, and you can overcome those and become better, better person, better personality, and better performer.
But in my trainings, I always ask people to tell me about their strengths, to really think about their strengths. And most people have difficulties and struggles, but this is not my question. My question is, can you, with this tapping technique, actually also get deeper and dig deeper with your strengths? So program your strengths deeper into your body.
Yes, but first you have to, your
Release.
strengths. No, the thing is that your strength is here, but here is your weakness. It's the same like medal, right? It's the same coin. So if you're concentrated on this part of your weakness, I can't, or I'm afraid, or I'm nothing, I'm not good enough. Here, just behind it, there is your strength. So if you're focused on your weak point, you can't flip the coin. So first of all, you have to become aware of what you feel like you're weak at and accept that. And then on the other side of it, that will, merge, that will come out, because it's the same energy. So the thing is that it's not that you're, oh, I'm not good enough, I will push that and I will pull up my strength. And then it's like, you're fighting against yourself. And I always work with people by accepting something that because if you ask people on your workshop, they say, can you, list your strengths and your weakness? They will go for weaknesses, like 55, I can't, I'm not like this, I'm like that. So by that, you can easily say, okay, let's tap on that. Let's just like, even though I feel I'm not good enough, but, like you let people accept that, because they, why they, this kind of, monsters inside of us, they grow because you never accept them. Once you accept them, they become angels, they become your powers, because it's the same exact energy. We are made of energy. We are made of, light and darkness. And if you focus only on, I can, this is very difficult, this is very tough, blah, 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 that means that you're actually focusing on one part of you, but then there is another part of you. Which is unique only for you, like only you can do that in the best way you can. You're great, you're awesome, you're incredible, but people are not used to say of all of those. You can't, program yourself, I'm great, I'm awesome, if you're actually thinking you're not good enough. It's just like fighting,
So the step number one is to accept in what you're not good enough. Yeah, the acceptance, yes. And still love yourself even that you're not perfect.
I know, and then it's not so easy, but it's okay.
And step number two, focus when you accept and you allow yourself to be not perfect. Step number two is to focus on your strengths and really know them and develop them, the strengths.
Yes, because we all have them, we just never focus on them, right? Because it's impossible. Like, I mean, we're here to be unique. Like, we have different fingerprints, we have different, face, and DNA is all different. So we are unique in our expression. So there is something unique in everybody of us. So, but if you focus on the negative stuff, I can't, this is very tough, blah, blah, blah. So that is occupying most of your, energy and thoughts. So by accepting those, because if you try to push them, they will come back, and it's always like that. But if you say, okay, I really accept that I feel I'm not good enough, and like you kind of allow that energy to come back to you, and then you can transform that, because just behind not good enough, there is, I'm great at this. Mm-hmm. And people can't pull out, I'm great at this, because they're really thinking I'm not good enough at other, and then the good tip for everybody is just to stop comparing yourself to others.
That about comparison, I recently had a hot discussion while mal training, because people then ask, but I have to know, or the question was like, how should I know if I'm good? I have to compare myself. I mean, to see if I, or how did he say? Anyway, the comparison is not good, but mostly people are so used to it. But how can you also, in terms of confidence, for example, a person knows that public speaking situation doesn't make him or her confident enough. So again, this algorithm can help, right? Firstly, to accept that, okay, now I might not be the most confident person of myself, or that this is not the most confident situation for myself, but I accept it. I love myself anyway, and I go and do my best and focus on this, right?
Yes. Yes, because if if you allow yourself to deliver as much as you can, like to be as great as you can, that is already incredible. Because if you stop stopping yourself with all the beliefs, I can't, this is not good for me, blah blah blah, then you can step in your power. And I'm sure if you do it properly, you will say, oh my god, I was so amazing. If you watch your videos or something, you can criticize yourself, or you can say, okay, in this thing I was not so good, but in most part I was great. So we just have to a little shift our focus from negative, from criticizing ourselves, comparing to others, and think of what we can do better, how we can deliver better, how can I enhance more of my inner uniqueness, inner power. And like I always tell to people, if you even think of going on stage, it means it's for you. Nobody pushed you there, right? Like you wanted that. It means that there is a growth for you if you can do it properly. You don't have, like, if you really want and then you stress about it, there is something for you to overcome and become more confident, more confident, more confident. And then it makes, like, it becomes easy. If you like, you probably, like, I mean, in a performance, I think it's very difficult that somebody will bring you to do that, right? Like, it's impossible that your mother tells you, please become a public speaker. No, come on, it doesn't exist. So it's your inner, will to do it. So it means you have to be there. Even if it's difficult, you have to overcome that.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Because I also tell to all my clients, you should be focused on your strengths, your uniqueness, and develop this. But first step is to accept that not everything is perfect, and it's okay. Thank you so much for your time and for such an interesting conversations. And of course, I will share your contact and the PDF with the others. And of course, if you would like to talk more about mental coaching, I will also leave in the description below the contacts of Alessia. And see you soon. Thank you so much for coming, Alessia. It was very interesting. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And good luck in your public speaking.